Hey folks, it's your girl, Lexi Mahari, back with another episode of Buzzworthy Chit Chat. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about whether or not Selling Tampa deserves a second season. Let's chat. Hey folks, it's your girl Lexi Mahari. Welcome back for another episode of Buzzworthy Chit Chat. And in this episode, we are going to dive into the Netflix original series, Selling Tampa. This series has been getting a lot of buzz out here in the YouTube streets as well as across the internet atmosphere. And there's a good reason for all of this buzz. So here's what you need to know about Selling Tampa. It is an 8-episode series featured on Netflix that focuses on 8 women of color who are working closely with a broker at her agency to sell luxury homes in the Tampa market. We're talking about homes that are up in the $1 million range, more multi-million dollar range, $8 million, $10 million. These are these are luxury real estate homes that these ladies are selling. And so we are introduced to each one. We get a little bit of insight into who they are. Most notably, we have Sherelle Rosado, who is the broker and owner of the Allure Realty Agency. In addition to that, we learned that she's an Army vet and that she opened her all-female realty agency just a few years ago. For those of you who are reality television fans, we learned that Sherelle is in a relationship with Chad Ochocinco. Chad Ochocinco is Evelyn Lozado's ex-husband. So there's an interesting piece of information that probably jumps off the screen for those of us who have watched probably pretty much every reality show there is. In addition to that, we learn a little bit about each of these ladies and their backgrounds professionally. Not everyone came into the real estate industry as a realtor. We have someone who actually started out as a preschool teacher, that being Colony. We also have someone who actually was an engineer, who had a degree in engineering and then got a degree in law and has since decided to, who was encouraged by Sherelle and then since decided to work in real estate. And that person being Rena, who clearly is highly intelligent. Her dynamics and interactions with Sherelle are quite interesting. I think if you've ever managed people, she probably will drive you crazy as someone who's in charge, but she's a critical thinker. She's quick on her feet, and she could easily turn into competition for Sherelle if Sherelle is not careful. But I think the thing that really has drawn so many people in has a lot to do with the fact that we don't get to see women or women of color who are in such a position to earn income, and it's really something to observe, and it makes you want to see more particularly if you are a woman or a woman of color. So, does this show need to come back? Yes, let's unpack that really quickly. First of all, we are leaving this series with a pregnant Sherelle. Chad and Sherelle are expecting a child at the end of this show. And so that raises questions for the viewer as it relates to whether or not she is going to be able to maintain her agency in Tampa, which she indicates that is her intention, or will she then shift her focus to Miami, where it seems Chad resides, and she will likely look to spend more of her time so that her baby is around, the baby's father. In addition to that, we have women who we really didn't get to know a whole lot. There were things that they touched on, which, and it makes sense that we didn't get to learn a lot about them because there were 8 women. So it was very difficult in 8 episodes to understand the dynamics of their personal lives. We learned that Joanna was getting a divorce from her husband of 5 years, but we don't know, how that all turns out for her or what's going to happen. What's her future? Will she date? What's her strategy? What's her plan personally? In addition to that, we have Alexis, who was terminated, but supposedly Sherelle left the door open for her to return once she is willing and able to demonstrate she is competent and ready to sell homes. And then we have Rena, who has threatened to leave the agency and potentially take some of Sherelle's realtors with her. Will she stay or actually leave the agency and successfully poach some of Sherelle's talent. There, in addition to that, we have Carla, who in an Entertainment Tonight interview indicated that she actually has an outside business in addition to the work she does with Allure Realty. So it would be interesting to learn more about what that entails. We know that there is plenty for them to talk about in the next season. It would be great to learn more about the young girls, the nieces, as they refer to themselves. You know, they both indicated in the Entertainment Tonight interview that they would love to actually get booed up, so to speak. So it would be interesting to see if they are actually successful in doing that. And if those boos are going to come from potential clients in which they're trying to sell homes to them. So yeah, this series, should the series come back, absolutely. I think we deserve a second season because the first season, in effect, ended on a cliffhanger. So we now need a second season to see how all of this turns out. Well, folks, that's all I got. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel or just like the video. Leave a comment below. I want to hear from you. Stay safe.